For my bosses out there, today's topic, 5 things you don't have time to deal with in a relationship. Let's go. Today's topic, 5 things bosses don't have time for in relationships. We understand that as bosses, we have a very busy schedule. We have people in and out of our face or on our phone or just dealing with clients and dealing with these people on a daily basis. So when we deal with relationships in our personal sphere, we have to understand there's certain things we don't have time to get involved with. We're not going to spend a lot of time on it. These are some of the hot topics that I feel that we should, as bosses, not even allow in our sphere. And for people that are dealing with people who are ambitious, have that boss mentality, these are things, if you want to keep that person in your life, you should be watching out for, because if as a boss you shouldn't give it. So at no point, it's not just about saying you can't do it to me. We have no business doing. So let's get into it. Number 1, the very first thing, hot topic for a lot of people, going through phones. Bosses should not be going through phones. Bottom line, you ain't got time to be sitting here trying to figure out what's going on. So if the person's not telling you something, I'm going to go through their phone, go through their personal space. Ain't got time for that. That takes a lot of energy. First things first, if you are feeling that somebody you're dealing with is on a level where you can't trust them to the point where you're curious about going through their phone, they're being too secretive, cut it loose. Ain't got time for it. You're not going to allow somebody to go through your phone. Your phone is the way you make your money. Your phone is your contact and your access to people who are bringing money to the table. You don't have time for that. You don't even want to even entertain the concept of going through somebody's phone. If that's where you're at, cut it loose. Because if you feel that way, there's a reason why you feel that way. Don't have time for it. Make a boss decision. Let it loose. Number 2, disrespect. Very, very big topic. If you are a captain of industry or you're a person who has staff or you want to lead other people, that's going to be able to, that leads to you being able to communicate effectively. If you are in a situation where either you're not communicating effectively or somebody that you're dealing with does not have the ability to communicate as an adult and it leads to disrespect, you ain't got time for that. A boss is not going to be disrespected. He's not going to go out there, or she's not going to go out there and deal with 20 people, 30 people, what have you, that are all looking this person as respect and to lead them through certain things and then come home after that and be disrespected, right? So at the end of the day, that's the number 2 thing a boss will not deal with, disrespect. It should not be in any relationship. There's nothing wrong with having a difference of opinion or even explaining certain things, having a disagreement. But disrespect is something they cannot tolerate. Number 3, long-term arguments. On the term of disrespect, it takes too much energy. A boss does not deal with long-term arguments. Long-term arguments takes you off your focus, takes you off your grind. It takes you out of your sphere of where you need to be to go out there and deal with this stuff on a daily basis. Listen, let me tell you something. If you're a boss, you're dealing with 20 on 30, 10-hour work days, 60, 70, 80 hours a week. Nobody wants to come home after all that negotiating, dealing with terms, trying to come something that's going to put some dollars in your pocket. After all that, mentally worn out, come home to long-term arguments. You know the arguments I'm talking about, the ones where you might be dealing with somebody and every time you pick up the phone, it's silence or it's some kind of awkward feeling, it's some kind of tension. Ain't nobody got time for that. A boss is going to do what a boss does. He's going to make a boss move, a boss decision. Let's come to some resolution. How can we work this out? If you're dealing with somebody who will not come to that, understand they're too mature or too headstrong or too stubborn to even concede certain things, cut it loose. Number 4, for my bosses in long-term relationship living situations or marriages. This is one thing, another thing bosses don't deal with. We don't deal with sleeping on no couches, man. Ain't no way in hell I'm going to be in a house that I pay rent for or I pay mortgage for or I've just bought outright and somebody who's in my house is going to tell me, oh, well, you know what? I'm tired of you. You're going to sleep on the couch. Ain't going to happen. So if you're dealing with somebody or if a woman or a man is dealing with you and they think after you do everything that you do during the day that you're going to come home and somebody's going to dictate the terms that you're going to sleep on a couch, even if you paid for it, you pay for that bed too. So get that out your head. I know me personally, if a woman tells me I have to sleep on my couch because she's mad at me, well, you know what? You can go find you a good hotel or go home because it ain't going to happen here. Bosses don't sleep on couches. Keep that in mind, fellas. Number 5, for women who are dealing with bosses, but they don't make that mental shift between the average ham and egg dude, employee dude, which is nothing wrong with, but there's a different kind of a mindset for a boss. Going without sex. For the women out there who want to sit back and say, well, you know what, he's not getting any, and this, that, and the, really? Okay, so this is the thing. Bosses don't go without sex. Ain't no way in hell I'm going to sit out there and conquer all, and you're going to be living in my house, and we not doing what we're doing. Now, I'm not saying that we on some gorilla pimp stuff where I'm just going to take it. We're not saying that. What I'm saying is, if that's a tactic that you use and employ to try and get somebody to conform to your rules, at some point, you're going to be replaced. It's just that simple. Bosses don't have time for that. We have too many fires we have to put out during the day, during the week, during the month, during the year to have to come home and try and figure you out as well. Ain't nobody trying to deal with that. All these things lead to stress, people. And my whole mindset is, and I'm hoping this is yours too, I have no problem with letting it go. Because see, this is the thing. Stress is inevitable in what we do. Everything we do, there's going to be a level of stress attached to it. But my thing is this. I'd rather be stressed out over you than be stressed out with you. There's a difference. See, I can work on that healing process, move on, find whatever, attract whatever is meant for me. If you're not that person and you're too pig-headed to figure that out, then at that point, you got to go. And that's the boss mentality. You don't have time for problems that should not be problems. At any level, people are dealing with people no matter what you bring to the table on the premise that you want to be there. So now if you're bringing all these problems, at some point, a boss is going to use his top-down thinking and say to himself, if she's not coming to me in love, or he's not coming to me in love, and they're bringing more problems to the table than what they're solving, or what kind of pleasure they're bringing for me, what kind of motivation what they're bringing for me, what kind of muse they are to me, then they got to go. Again, I'd rather be stressed out over you and say, damn, I really cared for that person, than to be stressed out with you, where I got to come in the house every day and figure out, damn, this person is, oh, they ain't cook, they ain't do this, they ain't do that. They trying to, I got to sit back and deal with a cold bed for long term. We're not talking about 1-2 days, you going through whatever y'all warring a little bit, but we're talking about weeks. Ain't no boss going to deal with that. It's easy to replace you. It's just like dealing with an employee. Eventually, if an employee gets on your nerves too much and you sign their checks, you're going to let them go and replace them. So just keep that in mind. So this was a quick message for all my bosses out there. As always, to my boss community, continue to focus. Continue to stay on your purpose. Continue to stay on your grind. We are going to make it happen. Let's go out there and get this money. Because as in closing, as I do every day, if it ain't about a dollar, it don't make no motherfucking sense. Listen, if this is something that, if you enjoyed the video, please support us. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Please feel free to share. I want to get this message out to other people because we find ourselves as bosses going from the corporate world or going from whatever arena we're in to coming home and being a lame, being a simple person, and then it affects our productivity. I want to do business with you. I want you on top of your game. Get these little flaws that you can control out of your sphere, out of your circle, out of your spirit. Let's go make this money.